I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you, and today I'm going to make a cute birthday card. So I'm starting off with a piece of card that measures 8¼ by 5 7/8. Score down on your 8¼ side at 4 1/8. Then I like to put in my trimmer. I'm going to fold that over and make sure those two are equal, and then just going to crease that, and that should give you a better fold. Yeah, that's good. Right, so now I'm going to I think we'll do inside first. So I'm just going to get my my sentiment. I thought it was sorry about that. My sentiment was not where I wanted it to be. I should have mounted it up, but I've suddenly just decided. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. Okay, so I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, and it's just going to say have a lovely day. So do that there, and I think we will. I'm going to use the ducks, and I'm just gonna, let's see, we'll have the full duck, and again I'm just gonna do that in Granny Apple Green. So we'll just put the duck down here. Okay, simple as that. That's all we're going to do. Right, so now let me just move. Well, actually, we'll do a little bit of work with the Granny Apple Green while we've got it undone. So already I've done the bulrushes. This set is from the Charming Duck Pond. Oh, sorry, that's going to make a noise because I forgot to switch my sound off. Apologies. Right, so from the Charming Duck, I've already used the sentiment. I've used that duck. I have cut out from the dies, I've cut out the bulrushes, and I've cut out these lilies, and I've also cut out the little duck, and I'll talk about these as we go along. These lily pads and the bigger duck. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my blending brush, and I'm not bothered if I go over my bulrushes themselves. So I'm going to go in and out of colour, so just like that. That's fine. Okay, and then we'll do the second one. Okay, so we'll do those first. Got some on here still, so I'll just pick some off here first and do that, and just want it to be different in different places. So I'm being heavy like that, I'm just taking it off, so they're going to be different like that. That's the effect. And I'll shut up my ink pad for the moment. Oh no, I won't. I'll do the next thing. Right, now because I've got all this on here, I'll just move those to the side, and I'll just polish this off a minute because I don't want this to be going on my white card. So there we go. Does that come off? I think that it's about off. I don't want it on the card as I say. Right, so the smallest banner in the stylish shapes, they die from dye from the On the Ocean fits beautifully the happy birthday on here, so I'm going to just do that. There we go. So I've got my happy birthday done. So that's my granny apple green done with. The actual lilies, I'm going to just colour in the centre with pumpkin pie. So just going to go in these centres with a bit of pumpkin pie just to make that there in the centre. Okay, so there's my two lilies. Right, now I'm going to bring in, now I've cut out the circle from, there's two dies in the Encircled in Nature, and I've used the biggest die to just cut a circle out, but it gives you something nice, you know, because it's all jagged. So I'm just going to use that. And oh, I did mean to get that other ink out and do a spot or something. And I'm going to use the lightest colour first, which is Pool Party. Now I've just got an ink spot in Pool Party, so I'm actually going to just do some on my glass mat. So I'm going to stick some on there. I do apologise for the patinging. So I'm going to just come on to here, and I just want to do the bottom of this. So this is your pond version. So you've got your pond going off on the bottom. So I just want to bring this in. So the Pool Party at the bottom. Just going to keep bringing that in a little bit so that it brings this in at the bottom. Just keep getting a little bit more. Okay, so that's lovely. Keep doing that. Right, now I'm gonna just use, I've got a bit of paper here. I'm just gonna use this, and I'm just gonna keep rubbing on this to make sure that I'm not going to pick up colour. Right, so I've done that. Now I'm going to bring in my Balmy Blue. And now I've got the, let me close up my bin. I really thought I'd bought myself a larger ink pad in that, and I haven't. So I'm going to come from the top in this. I want a softer blue. So I'm going to just keep going there. Don't want it to go too deep at the moment, because you can deepen it but you can't lighten it. So I want, that's quite, go like that. I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. So that's what I've done there. Right, so we've finished with the Pool Party, and I'm just going to go back over just to get rid of, make sure when I next use it, it will not spread colour to different ink pads. Okay, so decided my picture that I'm looking at. Okay. So let me put my paper out of the way. Right, now, so I've done that. Sorry. I'm going to bring in a piece of smoky slate, it must be, I think. And I want this to go on the front, and I'm going to have this probably about 1/4 inch smaller. So I'm just going to test this out. What did I do with my you can all shout, I bet yes, down here you can all see it, can't you? Right, now I'm going to take off my old blade so I don't cut with my old blade. So what I want to do is I'll see which is my proper side. Yeah, that's my 8 1/4 side. So I'll go down this way. So my card width is 8 and sorry, not 8, it's 4 1/8. So I want to take that back 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do that at 3 7/8. Okay, so I'm going to do that at 3 7/8. And then sometimes these card bases are smaller than what I've done. So so my card base, I'm going to take that extra 1/16 of an inch off. However, when you do it, you should measure it at 5 5/8. I want that even gap, and this card base is not what I want it to be. So we're going to do that. I've then got a piece of the DSP, and I've gone for the pinky colour, and so this is Pretty in Pink, I do believe, but I will check. Let me just check. It was from the duck paper, but green, pitch powder, pitch pink. Yeah, Pretty in Pink. Bang on, Pretty in Pink. So I think, shall I do it? Yeah. So I'm just going to do this an 1/8 smaller. So that was 3 7/8. So I'm going to do that at 3 3/4. So put that on side, and then the width, I've got to do mine slightly different, and I'll tell you what your width will be, because you want to make it 1/4 of an inch smaller. So that's fine. Right, so your card base will be it will be 4 7/8 there by 5 7/8 there. So I've made it 1/4 of an inch smaller all around. So you want it at 3 and let's see, let me do it on here and then I'll get it right. So you want it to be 3 7/8 your contrasting card colour, and then because yours will be 5 7/8, you want that to be 5 5/8 in length. Excuse me. 5 5/8. So yours wants to be 5 1/2 your DSP by your 3 3/4, and that will work out for you. However, I've got oh dear, another piece. Sorry, I'm going to end up choking now. So could do with a glass of water, really. Let's do that properly. I'm not wanting to follow my picture, so just bear with me. Oh no, that was... I hate things timing out on me. Really do. So let's see. Right, so we're going to make this, I think. Let's make it a 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it 1/4 of an inch smaller. So yours was 5.5. So you make yours to 5 1/4. However, mine's a little bit smaller than that. So I want to make it 1 under 5 1/4. That will be right for me. So there we go. And see if that, yeah, I think that will be fine. Now what I'm going to do with my scissors, and I did put my scissors there, I'm going to put my scissors, I'm going to see how wide this is. Sorry, I didn't tell you how wide this was. This is 2 1/4, so 2 1/4 wide, so 2 1/8. I'm going to put a mark at 2 1/8. So let's do not 2 and 1. Let's, yeah, 1 1/8. So 1 1/8, and I'm going to put a mark on there at the top and at the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to measure up, I think, about just half an inch, and I can see where that mark is, so I'm going to go for that about there, and then I'm going to turn it round, put it in at half an inch, see where my mark is, and come into the track about there. Okay. Okay, let's just move that out of the way a minute, and I'm just going to cut up from that mark at the bottom. I'm going to cut up to that mark I've made. Then I'm going to go from the corner my paper to that point I've made, go from the corner and line that up with the one I've made, and then you will get your tag. So again, I can see where that is, so I'm going to line my corner up with my point, then I'm going to line my corner up with my point and cut like that. Okay, there we go. And if you feel you've got a mark, which I feel I've got one there, I'm just going to get rid of those. Okay, right, let's start to assemble now. So let's put those out of the way. So make sure, because I've used inside, I'm going to make sure it's facing the right way. So I've done that, checked. I'm going to put my first card layer on now, make sure I get equal increments. So just fold that down. So let's put this on. So I wonder if this is grey granite though. I will try and double check this to make sure that I'm telling you the right colour of what I've got here. Oh, it is grey granite. That's the colour I read to you, didn't I? That's this, and it's the same colour as that, isn't it? Where am I? Let me just look again. Yes, it is. Sorry, it's grey granite. So this is not smoky slate, it's grey granite. So put that in the middle, and then I'm going to put my next layer on. So there's lots of bases that you could have used. They're pretty in pink. You can get I think it's the In Colours pack that you can get. So that's got pretty in pink in with something that you could use for this. And there's lots of kind of grey granite papers that you could use as well. So it doesn't matter that you can use a different colour scheme as well, of course. So now I want to make sure I've got equal increments between, I'm looking at my points and I'm looking at being equal, and I want that to be straight. I think that's hopefully straight. And then I'm going to place this. That's my sky bit, so I'm going to place this on there. So let's have that there. There we go. Then we're going to put the bulrushes. Now I've not finished with the bulrushes because what I've done is I've just used scraps and I've cut out the bulrush in the scrap, and I'm just going to get my scissors and I will just round that there at the bottom, and I'm going to now stick that on, and I think they're all the same, so hopefully they are. If not, I'll find out when I'm doing it which one it will fit on. So there, it's bending that way, so I do believe it's that one. So I'm going to stick it on there so it gives the round tip. Oh, sorry. There, that's one. And again with this one, just going to round, just go round with your scissors, and then we're going to find which one this will fit on. So again, that's going to fit on this one, so we're going to put that one at the bottom there. So there we go, and then these two bits. So this might be soft suede or something, but any browny colour that you got. You could even use early espresso, that would work as well. Pecan pie would work nicely. If you've got old cardstock, cinnamon cider would work. What have we got? You could even go for, well, you could just colour them. That's something else you could do. So you could just colour them. There. So we're just going to round. Just get your scissors in and just go round and do this. There. 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 So we've got those there. Right, I'm going to put these lily pads. So I'm going to put my lily pads on now. So these I've done in the, I think I'll do it that way. I'll put these at the very bottom, and I've done these in Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I've done them in Pretty Peacock. And it cuts out all three at once, but this one's separate. And I'm just going to put that going there. Then I'm just going to fit this. That's just going to go in there like that. So just going to turn that over. That's the right. Yeah, I think that. I want that. They both go the same way, so it doesn't matter which one I use. There. And I'm just going to make that sit in the lily pad like that. But I've got to be careful. I don't want to go over the edge of my card. Okay, so I don't want to go over the edge of my card. And then bring in the other lily pad. No, bulrush, should I say, not lily pad. There we go. So let's bring that in a bit because I don't want it. Let's take that down a bit because I want it to go on the lily pad, but I don't want it to go too far over there. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to bring in the ducks. Okay, so let's bring in the ducks. Okay, so we will put the lilies on next, I think. So we'll put the lilies going on. So they're going to sit, colour one down there, and have one there, going there. And so then we'll have the bigger duck. Now the bigger duck, I have got the beak, so I've done this in So Saffron, and I'm just going to see if I've got a, yes I have, So Saffron, let's see if I've got peach pie. Right, I'm bringing in a little bit of peach pie, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of peach pie, and just gonna, you see what I'm doing, I'm holding it, but I'm just going in there, and I'm going to do the same. So that's the little duck's wings, and I'm just going to go the same. Oh, if I can get hold of my duck, I will do. Just going to kind of just go a little bit, giving a bit of colour on the edge of the wing. That's not picked up enough. Oh, that's better now. Got some, so I'm just doing it at the very edge. Okay, just doing that like that. Right, now let's bring in this and get rid of that again. There we go. And now we're going to stick the duck's beak on. So we'll stick the duck. So I've cut that out in the did I call it? Is it grey granite? I think I said, didn't I? So we've got a yellow beak. So it's quite clever because it cuts the beak out and the wing all in one go. If I can get it off my fingers. There. Okay, so I've done that, and then we'll bring the wing in. Can I just stick that going off there like that, and we'll bring in, I think we'll stick that over there. If you wanted, you could stick this upon dimensionals. Remember, I said I'm desperately trying to keep things flat, so I'm gonna just stick my duck there, and then bring in the little duck. So I've cut out, this comes as a pair when you cut them out. So I've cut out in my grey granite and out in my So Saffron, and you put this on top there like that. So I'm going to do that first. So put that on there. So that gives you your beak on there because it's on the bottom one. Pick that up to make sure I've got that in place, and then I'm going to just fit the actual little wing that we've got. That's just going to sit in there like that. Okay, so my little duck, I think I'll stick my little duck there. Okay, so there, we'll go for that. And then my happy birthday, I'm going to stick my happy birthday there at the top. and I can afford to put this, so I'm going to get some little dimensionals. So I'll bring these in a minute. There's my little dimensionals. Going to bring in and just stick a couple on here. There. So there you go, and stick that happy birthday at an angle. I think slight angle there. Going to stick it there so that it's happy birthday. There we go, and then we'll see if we can put some. Let's see. I want to put some of these on. I think they'll put those in. Or let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, these got some here. Have a look at these. Oh, I'm gonna lift one off to see. I think I want those there, so I'm gonna stick one up there. There. And there. Okay, so I hope you like that. So there's my very cute birthday card. So happy birthday, have a lovely day. So I hope you like that one. Thank you very much for watching. Do stay safe, do stay well. Bye for now.